Good day everyone, I'm Sheila de Castro and today I will discuss Lesson 6 from Module 8, which is Research and Development Issues. Research and development personnel can play an integral part in strategy implementation. These individuals are generally charged with developing new products and improving old products in a way that will allow effective strategy implementation. R&D employees and managers perform tasks that include transferring complex technology, adjusting process to local raw materials, adapting process to local markets, and alternating products to particular taste and specifications. Strategies such as product development, market penetration, and related diversification require that new products be successfully developed and that old products can be significantly improved, but the level of management support for R&D is often constrained by resource availability. Technological improvements that affect consumer and industrial products and services shorten products' life cycles. Companies in virtually every industry are relying on the development of new products and services to fuel profitability and growth. 15 surveys suggest that the most successful organizations use an R&D strategies that ties external opportunities to internal strengths, and it is linked with objectives. Formulated R&D policies that match market opportunities with internal capabilities, and R&D policies can enhance strategy implementation efforts to first is emphasize products or process improvements. Second is stress basic or applied research. Third is be leaders or followers in R&D. Fourth is develop robotics or manual type processes. Fifth is spend a high average or slow amount of money on R&D. Sixth is perform R&D within the firm or to contract R&D to outside firms. 7 is use university research or private sectors researchers. And next topic is Management Information Systems Issues or MIS. Firms that gather, assimilate, and evaluate external and internal information most effectively are gaining competitive advantages over the firms. Having an effective management information system or MIS may be the most important factor in differentiating successful from unsuccessful firms. The process of strategic management is facilitated immensely in firms that have an effective information system. So that's all. Thank you.
Good day everyone. I am Joan TALUBO and I am from BSE 3A. My report was all about the nature of strategy evaluation by Mohammedian 2017. The strategic management process results in decisions that can have significant, long-lasting consequences. Strategy evaluation includes 3 basic activities. First, examining the underlying basis of a firm's strategy. Second, comparing expected results with actual results. Third, taking corrective action to ensure that performance conforms to a plans. Strategy evaluation is becoming increasingly difficult with the passage of time for many reasons. Domestic and world economies were more stable in years past. Product life cycles were longer. Product development cycles were longer too. Technological advancement was slower. Change occurred less frequently. There were fewer competitors. Foreign companies were weak and there were more regulated industries. The next one is the process of evaluating strategies. Strategy evaluation is necessary for all sizes and kinds of organization. Strategy evaluation should initiate managerial questioning of expectation and assumption, should trigger a review of objectives and values, and should stimulate creativity in generating alternatives and formulating criteria of evaluation. Strategy and evaluation activities should be performed on a continuing basis rather than at the end of specified periods of time or just after problem occur. Waiting until the end of the year, for example, could result in a firm closing in the barn after the horses have already escaped. Strategy evaluation is the process by which the management assesses how well a chosen strategy has been implemented and how successful or otherwise the strategy is. To simply put, strategy evaluation entails reviewing and appraising the strategy and implementation process and measuring organizational performance. The next one, the reviewing basis of strategy. Reviewing means underlying basis of an organization's strategy could be approached by developing revised EFE matrix and IFE matrix. A revised IFE matrix should focus on changes in the organization's management, marketing, finance, accounting, production, operation, and computer system strengths and weaknesses. A revised EFE matrix should indicate how effective a firm's strategy have been in response to key opportunities and threats. This analysis could also address such questions as the following. First one, how have competitors reacted to our strategies? Second, how have competitors' strategies changed? Next, have major competitors' strengths and weaknesses changed? Why are the competitors making certain strategic changes? Why are some competitors' strategies more successful than others? How satisfied are our competitors with their present market position and profitability? How far can our major competitors be pushed before retaliating? How could we more effectively cooperate with our competitors? And that's all my report. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Shaina PLAZA from BSE 3A. Measuring organizational performance is another crucial strategy evaluation activity. This thus entails comparing expected and actual results as well as looking into any variation from planning, assessing individual performance, and assessing progress toward achieving stated goals. This technique frequently employs both long-term and annual targets. Measurable and easily verifiable criteria should be used to evaluate strategies. Criteria that forecast outcomes may be more valuable than criteria that reveal what has actually occurred. There are some key financial ratios that are particularly useful as criteria for strategy evaluation, and this is number 1. Return on investment or ROI. Number 2, return on equity or ROE. Number 3, profit margin. 4, market share. 5, debt to equity. 6, earnings per share. 7, sales growth. And 8, asset growth. Lesson 2, the balance scorecard. Scorecard with a balanced score is a useful tool for evaluating strategies. It's a method for businesses to assess their strategies. Financial performance, client understanding, internal business processes, and learning and growth are all factors to consider. Publish sources of strategy evaluation information. A variety of publications can assist you evaluate a company's strategies. Contingency planning. Firms develop strategies to deal with problems as a basic tenet of good strategic management. Unfavorable and positive occurrences are predicted before they happen. Too many businesses plan ahead of time. This is a mistake because both minimizing and preparing for bad circumstances necessitate contingency planning.
Good day everyone, I am Rhensel and I'm here to discuss about what are the characteristics of an effective evaluation. So now, what are these characteristics? First is meaningful. Strategy evaluation process or measures should be meaningful. This should specifically relate to the objectives or targets and the plan. There should be clear focus and no ambiguity. The second is economical. Strategy evaluation and control process should be economical. This means that the process should not be made unnecessarily elaborate and incurs too much cost on evaluation itself. Number 3, or the third one, is the evaluation process should conform to a proper time dimension for control and information retrieval or dissemination. Time dimension of control should coincide with the time span of the activity or the implementation phase. Also, information on developments or feedback should be timely to make evaluation and control more appropriate. The fourth is strategy evaluation system should be give a true picture of what is actually happening. The objective of evaluation is not fault finding. Sometimes performance may be overshadowed by external factors or the environment. For example, during a severe slump in economic or business activity, productivity and profitability may decline in spite of best efforts by the managers to implement strategy. The last one is strategy evaluation process should not dominate or curb decision. It should promote mutual understanding, trust, and common cause. All functional and operational areas should cooperate with each other in evaluating and controlling strategies. Strategy evaluation process should be simple and not too complex or restrictive. The next topic is contingency planning. In the process of developing a company's overall strategic plan, business managers may develop alternative strategies as a means to accommodate unexpected conditions or events, such as economic recessions or catastrophic events. Contingency planning involves having alternative strategies in place as a way of preparing for the unexpected. These types of plans may also be categorized as disaster recovery plans or business continuity plans depending on the overall purpose of the plan. The primary purpose for a contingency plan is to provide a strategy for minimizing the effects of unexpected circumstances. By doing so, business managers increase the likelihood that a business main operations will continue with minimal losses or damages.
Good afternoon, Sir Amlas. I'm Sunshine Ocampo. My report is about what is auditing. A frequently used tool in strategy evaluation is the audit. Auditing is defined by the American Accounting Association as a systematic process of objectively obtaining and evaluating evidence regarding assertions about economic actions and events to ascertain the degree of correspondence between these assertions and establish criteria and communicating the results to interested users. Prepared according to generally accepted accounting principles, and they fairly represent the activities of the firm. 21st century challenges in strategic management. Three particular challenges or decisions that face all strategists today are: number one, deciding whether the process should be more an art or a science. 2. Deciding whether strategy should be visible or hidden from stakeholders. And 3. Deciding whether the process should be more top-down or bottom-up in their firm. Strategic management challenges have always faced companies, but things are changing in the 21st century, and so are the challenges that businesses needed to overcome to secure their future success. Whether companies operate locally or internationally, the same struggles must be overcome. And the third one is the art or science issue. This textbook is consistent with most of the strategy literature in advocating that strategic management be viewed more as a science than an art. This perspective contends that firms need to systematically assess their external and internal environments, conduct research, carefully evaluate the pros and cons of various alternatives, performance analysis, and then decide upon a particular course of action. In contrast, Mintzberg's notion of crafting strategies embodies the artistic model, which suggests that strategic decision-making be based primarily on holistic thinking, intuition, creativity, and imagination. Mintzberg and his followers reject strategies that result from objective analysis, preferring instead subjective imagination. Strategy scientists reject strategies that emerge from emotion, hunch, creativity, and politics. Proponents of the artistic view often consider strategic planning exercises to be time poorly spent. The Mintzberg philosophy insists on informality, whereas strategy scientists and this text insist on more formality. Mintzberg refers to strategy planning as an emergent process where strategy scientists use the term deliberate process.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Aleah PITARGUE, one of the members of Group 2, and I am going to report about visible and hidden issues, top-down and bottom-up approach, business ethics, and code of business ethics. So let us proceed. The visible issues and hidden issues. Business run on various strategies to make it successful, and thus the management team decides which are perfect to show and which strategies should be given. However, each issue is required to solve by the team in a different manner. When something is visible issue, then it is known by all, but in case of hidden issues, the strategies need to keep hidden because these are required to be kept secret. The significance of visible and hidden issue for management study are both prominent strategies which are important for a business. A manager takes decisions along with his team or with the owner about some visible strategies and sometimes the hidden strategies. So let us proceed to the next topic. top-down and bottom-up approach. According to Investopedia, top-down analysis generally refers to using and comprehensive factors as a basis for decision-making. The top-down approach seeks to identify the big picture and all of the components. These components are usually the driving force for the end goal. Top-down is commonly associated with the word macro or macroeconomics. The bottom-up approach assumes the individual companies can do well even an industry that is not performing, at least on a relative basis. Next topic is business ethics. Business ethics is the study of appropriate business policies and practices regarding potentially controversial subjects including corporate governance, insider trading, bribery, discrimination, corporate social responsibility, and fiduciary responsibilities. According to Investopedia, a code of ethics is a guide of principle designed to help professionals conduct business honestly and with integrity. A code of ethics document may outline the mission and values of the business or organization, how professionals are supposed to approach problems, the ethical principles based on the organization's core values and standards to which the professional is held. A code of ethics, also referred to as an ethical code, may encompass areas such as business ethics, a code of professional practice, and an employee code of conduct.
Good day, my name is Ericka CASTALONE from BSE 3A. And what is ethical culture? Ethical culture can be defined as a set of experiences, assumptions, and expectations of managers and employees about how the organization prevents them from behaving unethically and encourage them to behave ethically. According to Noel Captain, a professor of business ethics and integrity management at Rotterdam School of Management. Ethical culture is also part of the ethical context that incorporates multiple components, including the formal and informal system. And when we say bribes, money or favor given or promised in order to influence the judgment or conduct of a person in a position of trust police officer accused of taking bribes. What is the purpose of bribery? Bribery, the act of promising, giving, receiving, or agreeing to receive money or some other item of value with the corrupt aim of influencing a public official in the discharge of his official duties. And there are three kinds of bribes. Bribery is a kind of acceptance of anything of value in exchange for influence on a government or public official or employee. Bribery requires two parties: the person who offering the bribe and the person that accepting the bribe. Bribery can categorize in three types, that is active bribery, passive bribery, and facilitation payment. Active bribery is the person who promises to give the bribe commits the offense, while passive bribery is offense committed by the official who received the bribes. Facilitation payments are made, retained business, or other improper rewards. The next one is the form of bribes or gifts of payment. Gifts or payments of money in exchange for the favorable treatment, privileges, and various goods, property, services, and favors. What is love affairs at work? Romance between co-workers and extramarital affairs especially tend to raise eyebrow. So how is the manager or HR director supposed to deal with it? People have lots of opinions about things like that. Moral judgment about whether it's right or wrong. Almost 1 in 5 employees who were in a committed relationship have had an affair with a colleague. Apparently, cheating on a partner with a colleague is relatively common. And there are 7 types of affairs. First one is a sexual affair, which means the classic cheating. The next one is an emotional affair, cheating without a physical intimacy. The third one is digital affair, the perils of technology. The perils of technology. The next is the one-night stand affair, which means the opportunist. The next is the distraction affair, being emotionally unavailable. And the last one is double life affair, which means longing for something outside the marriage. That's all. Thank you.